History is full of stories we think we know, but many are myths that have persisted for centuries. Just as we explore the cosmos, seeking truth among the stars, we must also examine our own past with a critical eye. From Viking helmets to Napoleon's height, misconceptions abound, coloring our understanding of the past. In this journey through time, we'll delve into the heart of 10 historical myths, separating fact from fiction. Like intrepid explorers charting unknown territories, we'll use the compass of evidence and the sextant of reason to navigate these treacherous waters of misinformation. Get ready to challenge what you thought you knew, because today we're setting the record straight on 10 historical misconceptions that have endured for far too long. Let's embark on this quest for historical accuracy together. Our first stop takes us to the rugged landscapes of Scandinavia, home to the fearsome Vikings. Popular culture has often depicted these seafaring warriors with horned helmets, making them appear even more imposing. But I'm afraid that image is more fiction than fact. Archaeological evidence tells a different story. Excavations of Viking graves and settlements have yielded numerous helmets, but none with horns. The horned helmet myth likely arose from 19th century operas and romantic depictions of these ancient mariners. In reality, Viking helmets were simple, crafted from iron for practicality in battle. They were designed for protection, not for theatrical flair. For centuries, the name Christopher Columbus has been synonymous with the discovery of America. But this narrative overlooks a crucial fact: the indigenous peoples who had already called the Americas home for millennia, long before Columbus set sail in 1492. Vibrant civilizations flourished across North and South America. The Norse explorer Leif Erikson, for example, reached North America around the year 1000, nearly 5 centuries before Columbus. While Columbus's voyages had a profound impact, sparking European colonization, they certainly didn't mark the discovery of a new world. Napoleon Bonaparte, the diminutive emperor with a towering ambition. The image of Napoleon as a short man is one of history's most enduring misconceptions. At 5 feet 7 inches, he was actually of average height for his time. So how did this myth take root? British propaganda during the Napoleonic Wars played a significant role, often portraying him as comically short. Additionally, confusion over French measurements of the time further fueled the misunderstanding. Number 7. Cleopatra was Egyptian. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt, is often imagined as the embodiment of Egyptian beauty and power. But her lineage tells a more complex story. Cleopatra belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek Macedonian family that ruled Egypt for centuries following the conquests of Alexander the Great. While she embraced Egyptian culture and traditions, her ancestry was primarily Greek. Number 6. The Middle Ages were dark. The Middle Ages, often dubbed the Dark Ages, are frequently portrayed as a period of intellectual stagnation and cultural decline in Europe. But this label is a gross oversimplification of a complex and dynamic era, from the fall of the Roman Empire to the dawn of the Renaissance. The period from roughly 500 to 1500 CE witnessed remarkable advancements. Universities flourished, magnificent Gothic cathedrals soared skyward, and Islamic scholars made groundbreaking contributions in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Number 5. People believed the Earth was flat. Contrary to popular belief, the notion of a flat Earth was not the prevailing view during the Middle Ages. As early as the 4th century BCE, Greek philosophers like Aristotle had presented evidence for Earth's spherical shape. By the time of the Middle Ages, this knowledge was widely accepted among educated individuals. The myth that medieval people believed in a flat Earth likely arose from later historical revisionism and a desire to portray earlier societies as ignorant. Number 4. Witches were burned in Salem. The Salem witch trials of 1692 cast a long shadow over American history, often conjuring images of witches burning at the stake. However, this imagery stems from European witch hunts, not the events in Salem. During the Salem trials, 19 individuals accused of witchcraft were hanged, not burned. While the trials remain a dark chapter in American history, it's important to distinguish them from the practices of European witch hunts, where burning at the stake was a more common method of execution. Number 3. Einstein failed math. Albert Einstein, the brilliant physicist who revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and gravity, is often falsely said to have failed math in his youth. Nothing could be further from the truth. Einstein excelled in mathematics from a young age, mastering calculus by the time he was 15. The myth likely originated from a misunderstanding about the grading system used at his school at the time. Number 2. Pilgrims wore black and buckles. Thanksgiving often brings to mind images of pilgrims dressed in somber black clothing, adorned with large buckles. But this iconic image is a product of artistic license, not historical accuracy. The pilgrims who arrived in Plymouth in 1620 actually wore a variety of colorful clothing. Black dye was expensive at the time, and buckles were not yet in fashion. The stereotypical pilgrim attire emerged later, popularized in 19th century artwork. Number 1. Gladiators fought to the death. Roman gladiatorial combat, a brutal spectacle of the ancient world, is often depicted as a fight to the death, with only one victor emerging from the arena. While gladiatorial combat was undoubtedly violent and dangerous, it was not always a fight to the finish. Gladiators were valuable assets, and their owners had a financial incentive to keep them alive. Most matches ended with one gladiator surrendering, and deaths were less common than often portrayed. Conclusion: questioning the past, embracing the truth. From the battlefields of ancient Rome to the streets of Salem, we've journeyed through time, confronting historical misconceptions and uncovering the truth behind the myths. These misconceptions remind us that history is not a static collection of facts, but a living, breathing narrative that's constantly being re-examined and reinterpreted. So the next time you encounter a historical tidbit, I encourage you to approach it with a healthy dose of skepticism and a thirst for knowledge. Don't be afraid to question, to dig deeper, and to seek out the evidence for yourself. Which myth surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more explorations into the fascinating world of history. And if you're hungry for more historical truths, be sure to check out our next video on the top 10 ancient technologies. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep seeking the truth.